Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the shortcuts for quadratics. So these are good to remember if you are in your second year of Algebra 2, or if you're in a higher algebra class. Usually in the first algebra class you're not taught these shortcuts because you're still learning how to factor out quadratics, but in your later classes you will be able to use these shortcuts. So the first one will be a plus b in parentheses squared. This one is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Your next one is a minus b squared. The a minus b in parentheses. This one is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So the only difference between these two are the plus and minus here and here. And the last one is a squared minus b squared. This is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So let's apply these to some practical problems. Let's say we have x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now for this one, we can say this is a is our x because a squared is x squared, and our b is 2 because b squared is 2 squared, which is 4. So the a squared is the x squared, that got that x squared. B squared is 4, that's this one. Does the middle one equal 2ab? Well, 2 times a is x, and then times b is 2, which is 4x, and that does equal 4x. The 4x and 4x are equal, so we can say that because we found that a squared plus 2ab plus b squared follows the same format as x squared plus 4x plus 4, then we can say that this is x, which is our a plus b squared. So this one would be x plus 2 squared, because our a is x and our b is 2. And we found that these two forms were equivalent to each other, and a is x and b is 2. This is the shortcut. Our next shortcut, we can try another problem like x squared minus 6x plus 9. So in this one, if we think about a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, we can think of it as a equals x because a squared equals x squared, so that's our a squared, and then our b equals 3, so our b squared equals 3 squared, which equals 9, which is good so far. And then what about our 2ab? This is 2 times a, which is x, times b, which is 3, which is 6x. But in this one we have a minus 2ab, which is a minus 6x. And this is also a minus 2 times x times 3, which gives us the minus 6x. So this minus 6x here goes with that minus 6x. So this is our minus 2ab. We have an a squared, which is the x squared, and then we have a b squared, which is the 9. We know the shortcut a squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals a minus b in parentheses squared. So we can say that x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals x minus 3 in parentheses squared. And then our last one. Let's say we have 4x squared minus 16. So this one, we can think of this as a squared minus b squared, and a is 2x, and a squared is 2x in parentheses squared. Now we can distribute the squared to the 2 and the squared to the x, so this one becomes 2 squared is 4, and then x squared is just x squared. So that's our a squared. Our b is 4, because our b squared is 16. Now we have a minus here and a minus here. So we know that a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. So similarly, 4x squared minus 16, this is going to equal, our a is 2x, our a is 2x, and our b is 4, and in the first one we add it, and in the second one we do a minus. So 2x plus 4 times 2x minus 4. That would be equivalent to 4x squared minus 16. Now these can get a little bit tricky when we have two that are being subtracted. A harder example of this would be, suppose we have 2x squared minus 10. Now you might think 10, we can't square root 10, and 2, we can't square root 2 either. But we have to think about it as a squared minus b squared. So we know that a squared equals 2x squared. If we square root both sides, then we'll see that a equals square root 2x squared. Now this is the same thing as square root 2 times square root x squared. And square root x squared, the square root and square cancel, so this just equals x square root 2. So now we've done the a, and now we can do the b. So we know our b squared equals 10. So square root both sides, and we get b equals square root 10. So we have, I'll rewrite it, we have a equals x square root 2, and b equals square root 10. So now we have our a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. So we can say that 2x squared minus 10 is equivalent to x square root 2 plus square root 10, and then x square root 2 minus square root 10. So the only thing that changed was the plus and the minus. We still have x square root 2 here, and we still have a square root 10 here. So everything else stays the same, it's just that the plus and the minus change.